So to kind of switch things up, I know from your Instagram you went to Shortcuts Amsterdam, man. How was that
Mm.
trip?
Man, it was good. Like obviously Amsterdam, I've been there quite a few times, like driven, flying. It's not that far from me. And I went for my birthday.
Oh
And yeah, it
man,
was
you know what?
good,
Now
man.
I know where I'm going for when I plan
Yeah,
my Europe trip. Go to you, so we can roll to
yeah,
Amsterdam, my boy.
that's it, man. Like, and Shortcuts is like I'd followed it on Instagram for a while, and obviously like it's Dutch based and it was in a cool location. But the thing is, even there, it's like it was a good environment to meet other filmmakers and stuff. Like the films wise, like they showed three, and out of them three, only the end one that I was like really like, yeah, that's good. Like the other two at the start weren't
Mhm.
my cup of tea, like they were different. But yeah, so but the thing is they support like just Dutch filmmakers. So it's like it's a very, very closed circle. Do you know what I mean? When I go back to
Mm,
Amsterdam, I will go again just because it's a nice thing to do. Do you know what I mean? When you're on holiday and you get to see what other people are making in a different country, it gives you a sort of a level to compare yourself with people that are
yeah.
doing the same thing. And like they are like people of similar age and like background and stuff. And yeah, man, it was really good. Like I'd definitely recommend if someone's in Amsterdam, they do it every Tuesday. So like definitely go and check it out. It's more of a film club than like a festival, you know?
Mm.
It's like, but yeah, it was good. Like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Okay. How'd you find this place?
So do you mean like so I found it really like just following things in like Holland. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the film academy that they have in Holland, and then like you have like mutual people that and that was one of it. So I was like, oh, it looks interesting. So I checked it out, and yeah, and obviously I've made over time like some links with filmmakers in like Germany and like America and like India and places like that. And it's like it's always people that I want to sort of like, aspire to like make my films like, So it's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
like I just thought maybe like European cinema would be more suiting to my style than British cinema because British cinema is different now, bro. It's like horror wise, indie wise. Everyone's trying to be either super stylish arty where it's just bare dialogue and nothing else. And
Yeah.
like that, I don't appear that's just filler, and then or they're trying to be like trauma style without the good practical effects from the old film. So it's like it's just stupid one-liners and like politically incorrect stuff just to get a bit of attention. And it's like gone are the days where people are like in this scene in the UK, like making good films.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
they bring in Amicus and Hammer back, and it's like you look at the film that they putting out, and it's like, no, man. Like you lot got money. You know what I mean? You got name.
Yeah.
And the best thing you can do is bring a film out with Eddie Izzard where he's playing Dr. Jekyll and there's nothing going on, basically, just apart from dialogue, dialogue, dialogue. It's like, I don't see that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's,
I would want to say like a lot of like films in general, they're kind of like changing in a different trend. And I feel like a lot more are becoming a lot more, I guess artsy is now becoming like the new aesthetic somewhat, for a lot like things that are trying to be like, I don't know, some people are trying to imitate A24 or like early Blumhouse when Blumhouse used to be kind of artsy when it was
mm,
really good before it became super,
you know,
technical.
that's it, man. The thing is, it's the difference between churning it out on like on a factory line, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
when loving it. Like, like you see the differences from old films that you watch, they got love in it. Do you like the films that they make might not be Hollywood blockbusters, which like Gen Z would watch now. That's
Yeah.
fine, but they've got that like character. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the character, for example, I always come back to it. It's The Thing, bro. Like
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
Carpenter's The Thing, in my opinion, it's the best film ever made, bro. Like because it bombed. It went against E.T. when it come out. It was never gonna
Oh,
win. But now,
yeah.
bro,
Yeah.
but,
Of course
but I mean,
not.
like now, but now when you look at the two films, which one's aged bad and which one's aged good? E.T.'s aged fucking terribly, right? Like
Yeah, I have not
nobody
watched it
wants.
since I was young.
No, no,
I'm
no,
gonna be
no one
honest.
wants to. Little kids, they don't want to watch that. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
They want to watch
Yeah, I haven't
Frozen
heard
and
any
stuff
little
like that.
kids.
Yeah,
I
they ain't
haven't heard
interested.
any little kids like talk
But
about
bro,
they want to watch it.
the thing is like fine wine, bro. It is like generations when we're old will still appreciate that film
Hmm.
because it's something special. You know what I mean? Like, and even now, like, look at they made the new one. Do you know they made the 2011 one with they had Alec Gillis and Tom Woodruff Jr. from Amalgamated Dynamics doing all the practical effects, which are all Stan Winston guys. Like they come up with Winston and learned from Stan Winston and did all the alien stuff and Predator
Hmm.
suit. And they did the practical effects, bro, and they looked amazing, right? And that
Yeah.
would have made the film like good. And then at the end of the day, the studio cut it and then put all the digital CGI shit in that everyone was like, that's just terrible, man. Like,
Yeah, I
you know,
haven't
because
watched that one yet. I've watched the John Carpenter one, and I know what
mm,
you're talking about. Like it definitely is something that's timeless because it deals with like a lot of
mm,
feelings that we have right now to this day, which is just isolation, and being in an isolated world where things are kind of unpredictable. And I feel like and that's what I feel like sometimes making a good movie is about. It's about like picking out an emotion that stands the test of time. And isolation, a lot of people have felt isolated before. So for the thing to kind of like take that into a notion where like, you have these people, in this one area and they can't trust each other and everything like that. I really think it's a good thing that does stand the test of time.
and yeah, but the thing is, you got to remember is this is people have tried to redo that over and over and over again, and it
Mm-hmm.
never is the same. Like John Carpenter is a special director. Basically, everything he touched turned to gold. Like when you look at the run that he went on,
Mm-hmm.
nobody else that went on a better run, in my opinion. Like the films that he made, like from Halloween, The Fog, The Thing, Assault on Precinct 13, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China. Bro, he went on such a run that people forget that like people still trying to imitate that. But the
Yeah.
worst thing you can do as a filmmaker is imitate shit. That's my opinion. Because it's like there's no point making it then. Like, because you're just imitating someone that's come before that was before you. You know what I mean? So it's like it's better just to try to obviously be influenced because everybody's influenced. Even the people that made those films were influenced by, you know, the novel. Do you know what I mean? And like the old Howard Hawks film and like different things like the success of Alien and all that sort of stuff influenced like the thing, but they didn't like try to go and make the Alien. They took the same premise of people being instead of being trapped in space, being trapped in the Antarctic. It hits different when like the effects are real in the room,
Oh
like
yeah.
as
Yeah.
because actors can react to it, like, and I think if I made a film like that, I wouldn't let the actors know fully what's going to happen. Maybe one or two, because you
Mm-hmm.
can get realistic reactions from people. Do you know what I mean? And like
Oh yeah.
sometimes that is like what's right when, especially when you've got actors who aren't as experienced, because obviously all the actors that they had were good actors, but nobody particularly famous apart from Keith Childs and Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Everyone else is pretty much unknown, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how we went off that tangent, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, but switching things up a bit. So yeah, man. So before we go ahead and jump to our next segment, what do you think about this new Halloween TV series? I mean, just recently, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Halloween is planning, well, the franchise is planning a TV series, and they were shopping it around Miramax, A24, and Blumhouse. A lot of people were talking about A24 was about to buy that franchise, but Miramax ended up winning. So what are your thoughts like? What are your thoughts about Halloween?
Uh,
Do you think we even need a TV series
no,
first off?
no. Number one is leave it be, man. Leave it be. I've been saying this to people that I know that just allow it. Just get back to being having some original roots and coming up with some original stories which are different. I won't watch it, bro. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't matter who makes it. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
if Tarantino shoots Halloween. I don't care no more. Do you get
Yeah.
me? Like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen enough. I've seen enough. It's like I'm not gonna watch any more screams. I'm not gonna watch any more of that shit. The only film that I'd probably watch if they made a new one would probably be like something which is an absolute, like they only made one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like if they made The Burning 2, yeah,
Hmm.
I would watch that. But there's only so much you can do, man, with one character when he's made fucking 10 films and
Yeah.
the bastard's still not dead. It's like just forget it, man. Just forget it because
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, man. I think obviously Blumhouse getting it is good, not getting it is good because they would have absolutely done a shit
I mean,
job
that's
at
the
it.
thing though. Like Blumhouse had it for those trilogies, the last three movies that came out. And I mean, they were mid to awful to me. I mean,
I didn't even pay
Halloween Ends
attention.
was probably the worst. It was the worst one out of the whole trilogy, man.
What it
So
is now is you got to remember it's like it's these people like Jamie Lee Curtis who are legends. They don't need the money, but they're still living off that
mhm.
hype. You know what I mean? And it's like just forget it now. I don't care who writes it. I don't care what happens. You know what's going to happen. It's just A24 getting it. It might have been a bit more art housey
That's the thing.
potentially.
Someone
Yeah.
in a comment talking about this, they said, so what, Michael Myers is gonna be a metaphor?
Yeah, yeah, that's it. It would, it would. Bro, don't ever think they would not do that because they would do that. They would do that, man. They would
Yep.
because look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new one that they made.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
yeah, yeah. That one
was
was
it
terrible.
the bad things that they're doing by trying to reboot these classics is they're fucking up the legacy. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're fucking a legacy up where like it's better just to leave it alone. Like sometimes if you know where a great film is great because there's only one. Do you know what I
Hmm.
mean? And people will for the next fucking 50 years talk about the sequel, but it will never get made because it's better just not to be made because it will ruin everything. So
Yeah,
it's like it's better to know that, man.
yeah.
It's like
I feel like some of the reasons why some of these movies are bad, I don't even think it's just um necessarily the movies themselves, but it's just the people who are creating it. They're the ones who are
yeah,
messing it up, like the directors, the writers. And I feel like some of them aren't really that passionate about those franchises. Maybe they like them, maybe they don't. I don't know. But I feel like, they are kind of like, well, they are just going in, they're making a movie, and they kind of take whatever steps that they do with all their other films and put it in that film, and sometimes it don't even translate right, like you mentioned the new Texas Chainsaw. Now I've looked at like a lot of the Texas Chainsaw movies, and one thing that the newest one have that like all the other ones have is just sheer goofiness that Texas Chainsaw is, just how absurd Leatherface is, a guy that's just like, you can't bring him down with like any types of weapons or anything like that. This guy is like crazy,
Mm.
indestructible for whatever reason. But the thing
Mm.
is, like, these movies sometimes don't translate because it's like maybe the way they shot the film looks a little too crisp or, a little too
That's it. Yeah,
serious versus to what we
it
usually
should
know
be.
these characters are.
Yeah. The thing is, bro, that is because the art direction has gone completely to like shiny, polishy, flashy, instead of like being dirty and grimy, which is what it should be. And it's like, you're right, like the directors and the writers, they don't know the subject matter well enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's different if Wes Craven was still alive and he's making a new one. Yeah. Fuck
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be watching that. Like, if Tobe Hooper was making another Texas Chainsaw, you'd be watching that. But it's like, when you've got, like, if fucking Sammy Rami made Evil Dead Rises, it would have been better than what it was. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, there was one film that I watched recently, and I was like, I didn't want to like it. I didn't want to because I was thinking I'm not about this new wave horror, but it was good. Like, and I couldn't. It was that Malignant.
Oh,
Like,
it was definitely good. One of my
fuck,
favorites
man.
from not
Like
last year,
fucking,
but 2 years ago.
like people don't ever talk about it. Like people give more love to films that I'm thinking, like Winnie the Pooh. Like, why am I talking about that for? And you got this here, but then there's films, bro, which are like fucking 40 years old and they're getting love now. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I'm thinking, where have you lot been? Do you know what I mean? Like, where have people been? Because I was watching that when I was like 10 years fucking old and I knew it was a good film. And people
Yeah.
going, no, that's shit. It's just everybody. The thing is, bro, nowadays, it's all just dick riders and suck ups and leechers and parasites and everyone's wanting to look good instead of making a good film, and going, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna make a film which is really gonna be like out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They just don't bother. They just think, oh, let's play it safe. Look, let's film here. Like I seen a film the other day on Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
By an English director. Oh my God, bro. The reviews, they're saying this film is the best thing since fucking sliced bread. Yeah. They're saying it's fucking this, that, the other. It's amazing. But I watched it and it was like literally just three people talking in a room. And I was thinking, like, that's it. And then move into another room, some more
Right.
talking. And then a girl walking around a fucking corridor, and then some other dude talking to her. And I'm thinking, so when's anything happen? Because it's an hour and 15 minutes into the fucking film, and I've got 10 minutes left, and ain't nothing happened yet. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? So it's
Right.
like, I was thinking, shit. I'm just going, I'm going down that fucking slide where it's like I'm just wasting my time watching this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, but